ちゃおう今相反する青と赤の
What is up, everyone? I am Matt, also known as the Gaming Rebel, and we are going to go through the final level of Azure Striker Gunvolt today. So, we took on the boss rush in the Babel, and now all we have left is Firmament. Only one enemy remaining, and that is Nova. I'm just gonna double check my equipment because I'm pretty sure I took care of everything that I needed to take care of. Yep, I have all my skills that I want, and I'm definitely going to be able to show off voltage chains at some point. Everything should be all here. I actually did go and create the double boost band plus, so now I have my 2 air jumps. And I put the Naga on because honestly at this point, I don't really need the Orochi for what I'm doing. Still will be nice, but I think with the Naga, things will just be better for me. And just in case I do kind of screw up, it actually is possible at this point to still be revived by the Anthem. It just has never happened yet. It almost did last time, though. I still can't believe that. But yeah, I was able to talk a lot about Project Gunvolt, about Nova and all that. There's not really much to say at this point. Just straight up, let's go there, put this back on cautious, because I did kind of say that. And now, the last briefing. Gunvolt's completely off the grid now. Do you think he's up there somewhere? I hope he made it to Firmament. Ah, you know him. He'll be back with Jewel and that bad haircut before he can say Azure Striker. Yeah, you're right. Asimov, if you're up there too, keep them safe. Well, nothing left to do but strike at the final level. Mission! Idolatry! Gunvolt confronts Firmament's master, the mighty Nova, who has seized the Muse's power in the name of his unshakable beliefs. Oh, I almost botched that one too. We don't need that. Ah! Ninja! I need to tag the ninja. One tag is good enough. Honestly, at this point, if I remember right, I think kudos are not affected by what setting you choose. It's just the score multiplier you get. Whoa! Now, an interesting trick that I learned when doing a practice run of this, I was actually doing it to experiment on something involving that broken necklace. If I quickly get over here... See? I got an electric! And a triple. And... Yes! I am so sorry. But I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit. I am so sorry for yelling and probably peeking my mic there, but finally, I got beyond the blue. Ah, come on, tag this guy already. There we go. But yeah, I finally got it. Sad to say, though, I have to give it up once I go through here. But I love this song so much. It is my favorite song out of this game. It's okay, though. I was able to get it, and that's all that matters to me. I am happy. I can finally go through this Let's Play without worrying about anything else. There is one other song, however, and it's the song you get when you were revived. That's the other song that I wish I could get. We will get it, though. It is guaranteed throughout this game that you will get that song. But for now, we have only one thing left to do. I'm gonna put on the Orochi because honestly, it's... Naga's kind of pointless, but Orochi is, like... Naga and Orochi, it doesn't matter which one you use. Both are still just as effective. Let's go. And there he is. Jewel. Well, here we are. It was him. How could I forget that voice? Nova. I see I left an impression. But my eyes were locked on the monstrosity between us. You like it? This machine gives me full septimal control over the Muse. You should ask Copen all about it. I assume you ran into him on the way up? His father laid the groundwork for all our adept research. He built this machine. In fact, it's safe to say Sumeragi would have been nothing without him. A shame the dice rolled how they did. And yeah, I explained about this before, but yeah, Dr. Kamizono was vaporized during the first Azure Strikers tests. And as you know, that led to Copen and how he wants to pretty much eradicate every adept on the planet. That's nice. If you're done spewing your horse jit, let Jewel go. Not very civil at all, are you? Maybe you need a little demonstration. Behind him, Lumen appeared, but something was wrong. Her eyes had none of their usual mischief. She was like a robot. She looked as cold and calculating as the computer program Quill once mistook her for. What did you do? Like I said, this machine puts me in control of her Septima. She sings for me now. I mean, no offense, but you've basically already lost. Shall we? Yeah, it figures that our final boss would have the ability to float. But now we finally deal with Nova. How you fight this guy is basically, you need to keep him, or rather Lumen, within flash field range. And like actual flash field range. That barrier around him is from Lumen. Without Lumen, you can tag him. Just be careful though. If you try to tag him while that barrier's up, those little fragments come off and come after you. Other than that though, this fight is not too hard. Especially when we get to his special attack. Now, this attack is honestly easy to deal with. And watch as I probably... Oh, I did it! Ouch. Oh, I'm hurting quite a bit here. Yeah, unfortunately, I do play a little recklessly in this fight. It's just because you gotta get close to him, and honestly, you're just gonna be... Oh, good. But yeah, that whole thing with disabling Lumen and that shield just makes it... you're gonna take a lot of damage in this fight. Wow, Sumeragi really outdid itself when it created... Oh, there it goes. Yeah, he actually mentions at this point, if you didn't go through Story Mode Plus, that... Well, Project Gunvolt. He doesn't hint it, but you get the idea. I might actually have to put in some effort. Time to pull some swords from some stones. Oh boy. Not one, but 3 glaives started to drift toward him. And so did Jewel. How strong is he? And with those 3 glaives, he obtains power almost equal to godlike. And, well, there's his weaponized form right there. Monsters, Copen had called us. And in this case, he'd be right. Nova had absorbed Jewel completely, made her a part of him. Was that his Septima? My mind swam.
I was given this godlike power because my cause is righteous. The world is a system, one that must be protected from aberrations like you.
And with that, he summons his mechs, Raven Force and Panther Force. The final battle begins. In order to damage Nova this time, you must shock both of his mechs at the same time. If you don't, the barrier goes up and you will not be able to damage him. So make sure that when you get a chance to... I had to kind of watch myself there, because I am hurting. I think at this point, I'm actually locked out of getting revived. Which means I have got to watch myself. Uh-oh. His final special attack. I gotta be careful now, because if I don't hurry up and get this guy, I will die. And hopefully I can do this now! Get him! Yes! Voltic chains. How this works, the more tags you have, and the more enemies that are tagged, the more damage this does. Perfect for this fight.
What have you done? Our system was the world's only hope. Without the muse to guide them, adepts will lose their way. They'll burn this world right to the ground. Wait, Jewel!
Did we make it? Lumen. Yeah, thanks to you. Sweet, bro. I think I might have used too much power. No matter what happens to me, promise you'll get her out of here. I promise. Well, Nova's gone. The most powerful adept that Sumeragi have is gone. Huh? What are you doing here? And surprise, surprise, Asimov. I'm proud of you, Gunvolt. You too, Jewel. With Nova out of the way, you two are ready to rule in the age to come.
What do you mean, rule?
Sumeragi is in shambles. We won't get a better chance. To do what? Since you left Quill, I've watched you surpass my every expectation. But it's time for you to join us again. You and Jewel. There's a place for her now. With her anthem and this satellite. I mean, can you imagine? We could wipe the human race from the planet. I founded Quill so that adepts could live without fear. And now that day is here, we will rise from our oppression, free at last. Come with me.
No, Gunvolt, no! I've heard all this before.
She looked right at me, the terror in her eyes plain. Don't worry, I know. Asimov, I can't even begin to repay you for all you've done. You saved me from Sumeragi's lab. You basically raised me. I would do almost anything for you. But not this. If this is your idea of making the world better, then you're no different from Nova or Copen. I don't want your freedom if it means Jewel loses hers. Sorry. Oh, that's okay. Never hurts to ask, right? We'll do it this way instead. My blood froze. The weapon in his hand. That's Copen's gun! You like the little souvenir I picked up on the way in? That primate actually managed to graze me with it. Imagine my surprise. It turns out these bullets can neutralize septimal power. Call it a dose of mortality. Goodbye, Gunvolt. I felt a surge of heat. First in my chest, running down my skin. Then the air touched it, and everything started to go cold.
No! Gunvolt!
You're next, Jewel. Even as darkness worked to clamp my eyes shut, I saw her crumple to the floor. It was all over. I had failed her, and now I would never. For a human, Copen makes some dangerous toys. All the more reason to snuff out his species as soon as possible. It would have been easy with Gunvolt and Jewel, but plans can be rewritten. And that's it. So we go through our summary. A rank. I figured as much. Not really gonna get much good stuff out of this because you only get 5 bonus tries. And Vasuki. This bolt allows you to hold, it gives you 4 tags, but when you fire it, if it hits a target, it will seek out other targets. Why we get it after we just got shot and killed? Well, I'm not gonna get into that, but credits roll. So you think we're done, right? Well, actually, that is not true. There is still one more thing that we have left. We still have not actually given Jewel the 7th gem that we found. This is kind of going into spoilers, but after the credits, you are prompted to save your game. You have to do this and load up that save file, because once you do, you will get a cutscene between Gunvolt, Jewel, and Lumen, and they'll kind of mention that if you find anything, bring it to them. Or rather, they'll say that in Story Mode Plus, which I will be turning on for the final episode of the main Let's Play. But before I do that, I'm just gonna go through kind of somewhat of a review and stuff about the game. Because when we go into the credits next, we're actually gonna get the true ending, and we're gonna get an actual song that goes with it, and I kind of want to be quiet for it. So with that, my thoughts on Gunvolt. Needless to say, I love this game. I love the feel of it, I love the story of it, and they managed to pack in a lot of story for another 2D side-scroller. Something that's honestly not that easy to do. But they were able to do it. And also, since this was a Keiji Inafune game, of course, it does definitely feel Mega Man-like. This game kind of gave me a pseudo-Mega Man experience. In other words, it gave me an experience that I never got to have when I was younger, because I never actually played any of the original Mega Man games when I was younger. I did not even know they existed. At all. In fact, my first experience with Mega Man overall was Battle Network 3 Blue version and Battle Network 4 Red Sun. That was the only time when I actually even knew Mega Man existed. That and also watching the anime adaptation for it, NT Warrior. But that was for Mega Man.exe, the NetNavi. Not the super fighting robot, the Blue Bomber himself, the original Mega Man. I never knew that even existed until I actually got Mega Man Battle Network. And at this point, I'm actually straight up interested in getting the other Mega Man games now with the Legacy collections. Or at the very least, the Switch versions of the Legacy collections. Mainly the X Legacy, because I find that I like the X series more than I like the original series. Just because, in a way, it feels like this game. Like, this game and the X series almost feel kind of similar. I can't really say much else on that, because I haven't really had much experience, only watching videos. Stuff like Let's Plays, Long Plays, and other things about them. But you know, soon I'll be able to remedy that. But for now, I have Gunvolt, I have the Mighty Gunvolt games, and I even have Mighty Number 9 to satisfy my Mega Man experience for the time being. But as for Gunvolt itself, again, for being somewhat of a pseudo Mega Man game, while also being its own game, love it. I really do. In fact, it's kind of the only Mega Man style game where I actually feel I can perform my best, because I've played other Mega Man style games. Like I said, I got the Mighty Gunvolt games, I got Mighty Number 9. I can play those games, but I can't do as well with those ones as I can do with this game. I love the mechanics, I love the story, I just wish there was more of the actual backstory and such behind the games, rather than just being in the drama CDs that were only released in Japan. Like, I would have loved some actual dubs to them, to kind of, in a way, allow us to experience the backstory behind Gunvolt and the events that lead to this game. Whoops. Right, I'm gonna have to turn off that burn-in reduction at some point, just so it stops doing that. Anyway, there's not really much else I can say at this point. I really love this game, and I'm glad that Keiichi Inafune went through with it. I'm glad he went through with the sequel as well, and I'm actually hoping at some point that there's a Gunvolt 3. If there is, you will definitely see it, along with Gunvolt 2, on this channel in the future. When? Honestly, I have no idea, but maybe very soon, because between this and Gunvolt 2, there was 2 years. So maybe, just maybe, we will get a Gunvolt 3, maybe next year. If so, I'm all for it. With that said, I'm just gonna let the credits roll, and I'll see you guys next time when we go for the true ending. Sayonara for now.